30 years behind the wheel. In the far north, where icy winds can steal your breath in an instant, one name became a legend: Hugh Rowland, the polar bear. He wasn't a Hollywood star but a real man, tough and unyielding, battling nature's brutality on every frozen road. He didn't act, he lived, with every ounce of grit and heart. Then one day that legend vanished. So what happened to Hugh Rowland? This isn't just a trucker's tale. It's the emotional journey of a man standing at the crossroads of life and fame. Born in 1957 in a small Canadian town, surrounded by pine forests and lakes that froze solid in winter, Hugh grew up with snow as his constant companion. From a young age he was drawn to trucks, the roar of engines, the sharp scent of diesel, and the freedom of the open road. He'd ride with his father in an old Peterbilt, listening to stories of Canada's ice roads, where the ice could crack at any moment. And every trip was a dance with death. "If you want to live on the ice, you have to listen to it," his father once said. While other kids dreamed of fame or far-off adventures, Hugh's dream was simpler: to take the wheel of his father's truck and conquer routes where only ice, snow, and sheer determination survived. In his hometown, weakness wasn't an option. People grew up facing nature head-on, not to dominate it, but to endure. Endless winter days, starless nights, and engines that groaned in the cold taught Hugh his earliest lessons. No classrooms, no teachers, just the road, the truck, and raw resolve. By 15, Hugh was driving timber trucks through deep forests, risking his life for meager wages. At 20, he owned his first small fleet. By 30, he was known as a mad driver, daring to haul through -40-degree nights to meet deadlines. No one knew if he did it for clients, reputation, or because fear was foreign to him. Hugh became a titan in the ice road trucking world, earning the nickname Polar Bear, not just for his towering 6'3", 120-kilogram frame, but for his relentless endurance. He could drive 18 hours straight without blinking, a colleague recalled. In 2006, a producer from Original Productions, scouting for a new reality show, heard Hugh's name. It wasn't hard to find him. Everyone in the frozen north knew the polar bear. At first Hugh scoffed. "Hollywood guys pulling a joke," he thought. "Who'd watch me drive across ice?" But persuaded that the show would honor his work, he signed on. On June 17, 2007, Ice Road Truckers premiered, and Hugh's life changed forever. From the first episode, Hugh stood out. Unlike drivers shy of the camera, he spoke bluntly, his words raw and unfiltered. Behind the wheel of a blazing red Kenworth W900, hauling cargo across Great Slave Lake to the Diavik Diamond Mine, he was a force, beard frosted with snow, eyes piercing the fogged windshield. "I don't drive to show off, I drive to survive," he declared. He laughed loudly, swore freely, argued fiercely, and drove like tomorrow might never come. His raw grit and rebellious spirit made him TV gold. More than that, Hugh brought authenticity, a quality rare in entertainment. The Polar Bear wasn't just a trucking nickname, it became his global brand. Audiences watched him navigate cracking ice lakes, slippery cliff edges, and snowstorms that erased the world. They believed in him, not as an actor or stuntman, but as Hugh Rowland, the real deal. Fame brought wealth. By 2014, his net worth was estimated at $2 million, and recognition he never imagined. He spoke at trucking conferences, graced magazine covers like Overdrive, August 2008, and received fan mail worldwide. But behind the epic footage, the reality of ice road truckers wasn't so simple. The more famous Hugh became, the heavier the pressure. Maintaining his image and edge under millions of eyes weighed on him. He was no longer just a rugged trucker. He was a reality TV star, shaped by viewers' expectations and production demands. That pressure seeped into every trip, every relationship. When the cameras showed up, my guys thought they were Hollywood stars. Hugh told YouTuber Joshua Nani, "I had to fire them and hire new ones. They forgot we were there to drive, not act." What was once a passion, those icy road journeys, became a burden. Hugh wasn't just battling sub-zero temperatures, but the loneliness and doubt from those who once believed in him. "People see me on TV," he said in a rare interview. "They don't see me passing out in a truck, bleeding from the cold, or losing friends to those roads." Behind the cameras, a man was quietly breaking, locked in a battle with his own legend. Even the polar bear, king of the ice, could be wounded. Then a fateful accident changed everything. exposing truths hidden behind the lens. August 3, 2014, Alberta, Canada. The sky was clear, the air calm. Inside a Dodge Ram truck sat Hugh Rowland and his longtime friend, show producer Will Morrison. They were heading home from a casual outing, no tension in the air, but in an instant, everything changed. Morrison, driving too fast, lost control. The truck veered off the road, flipping violently. Metal screamed, glass shattered. When it stopped, crumpled against a pine tree, it was barely recognizable. Hugh, not wearing a seatbelt, was thrown forward. His head smashed the windshield, his left arm crushed between the seat and door. He woke in a hospital, broken, shattered bones, internal bleeding, spinal trauma. For a man built on strength, lying helpless was unimaginable. The roar of engines and ice roads was gone, replaced by hospital beeps and a ventilator's hum. What stung most, the crash wasn't caused by a storm or frozen lake. It happened on a clear road, under a bright sky, with his friend at the wheel. Instead of an apology, there was silence. Morrison never spoke publicly, never visited, never offered support. Hugh was left with a broken body and a shattered sense of trust. As he lay recovering, ice road truckers moved on without him. No farewell, no tribute, just silence. To fans, his absence was jarring. To Hugh, it was devastating. His polar bear identity was stripped away. Online forums buzzed with questions. Where's Hugh? Theories ranged from stubbornness to old injuries, but the network stayed quiet. Hugh had become a ghost. In December 2014, Hugh broke the silence with a lawsuit against History Channel and Original Productions, claiming they shared responsibility for the crash. He accused Morrison of driving while impaired. I smelled alcohol, Hugh testified. I begged him to stop, but he didn't. This wasn't just a legal fight, it was a cry for acknowledgement, for the medical costs, the lost career, the strained marriage, and the identity stolen from him. His wife Diane shared, "He's not the same man. He's lost his joy, his love, everything that made him Hugh." The case dragged on for 2 years. The producers argued the crash was off-duty, beyond their control. Hugh countered, "They left me when I needed them most." On March 20, 2016, a private settlement was reached, the amount undisclosed, but money couldn't restore what was lost. Rumors swirled. Some claimed Hugh was written off deliberately, too hard to manage. They used the crash as a clean break, a source told Looper. Fans were outraged. They turned their backs on the man who built the show. Critics countered. He sued his team and ruined his image for a payout. The debate raged on. Through it all, Hugh stayed silent. No TV interviews, no social media outbursts. His world had crumbled. Once a symbol of resilience, he was now unrecognizable, even to himself. "I thought I was unbreakable," he told CBC softly. "But 1 second, and everything you built is gone." As the spotlight faded, Hugh chose silence. No more TV, no social media, no interviews. He returned to Yellowknife, to a small house by the woods, where the wind whispered through cracked walls. The man who once rode through blizzards had to learn to survive himself. Fame, once a source of pride, had become a wound. "I didn't lose everything in the accident," he wrote in a private journal, released by his family in 2019. "I lost everything in the months that followed, when everyone turned away." The 2014 crash left scars beyond his body, depression, betrayal, and abandonment. The man who faced storms without fear now dreaded silence. In an interview with Kelowna Now, Hugh called the post-lawsuit years the hardest of his life. Diane shared, "Some nights, Hugh sits in the garage, staring at his old truck, silent. I know he's remembering the ice roads." Therapy helped, not to return to TV, but to forgive Morrison, the producers, and himself for trusting the wrong people. "I don't want to be who I was," he said. "I just want to find a new way to live." In 2020, after 6 years away, Hugh spoke on a local radio station. The booming voice was gone, replaced by a soft, seasoned tone. "If you ask who I am now, I'm not sure," he said, "but I'm no longer living to prove anything. I live to reflect." Hugh didn't return to TV, but to life. He founded a small organization to support truckers injured on the job. He still runs Hugh Rowland Enterprises, a freight hauling company he started in the 1990s, but now focuses on mentoring. He speaks to young drivers in the far north, sharing raw, haunting tales of the ice roads. "I don't drive anymore," he told Truck News. "I let the kids do that." He also writes, not a memoir, but journals reflecting on his life on and off the ice. In 2022, a podcast host asked, "Why did you disappear? The accident, the betrayal, or something else?" After a long pause, Hugh replied, "I didn't disappear. I chose to leave a world that wasn't mine anymore." He revealed Discovery offered some support, but their indifference, no hospital visits, no check-ins, pushed him away. "I didn't leave Ice Road Truckers. They left me first." In a candid Castanet interview, Hugh explained why he walked away. "I wasn't fired, and I didn't quit because of my health. I left because I was tired of the TV drama, staged arguments, producers pushing me to yell or do crazy things for ratings, and dangerous setups for the camera. They wanted a character. I wanted to be Hugh Rowland. The lawsuit wasn't the reason," he said, "but the last straw, after years of tension." Hugh didn't die, go bankrupt, or spiral into ruin, as rumors claimed. He lived and evolved. The crash broke his body, but not his spirit. The polar bear is gone, but Hugh Rowland remains, a symbol of resilience, for those who lose everything yet keep going. No spotlight, no stage, just a man walking out of the ice, carrying truth and forgiveness.